Hey guys, it's Jay Swick, aka FB.INSPECTA. Hope everybody's doing good. This one is on Nameless Board Co. Now, just did a little bit of an unboxing, unbagging, whatever you want to call it. Comes with two extra pieces of foam tape, one with his name engraved on it. And then this is the Excalibur here in 34 millimeter. And as you can see, we got some dope Supreme looking esque stickers. That has a lime green top. The shape of this board is 34 millimeter, kind of a little bit more on the chill side. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, it's still got some dips, but the concave isn't astronomical. It's got some decent dips, but tails, I'll call it a mid board. Um, as far as what we ended up slapping on here in this video, those are some BRTs. They are dynamic top bushings, anxiety offline bottom bushings, and G sheets pivot cups. I was doing something weird with these guys. Those are the Deli original 95A wheels. Still love those things. Those are amazing. Um, as far as everything goes with the board, I tried reaching out and seeing if he wanted to answer any questions about what he does, why he does it, and everything. Didn't get back to me on that. Is what it is. Oh well, let's continue on though. So as far as the board goes, it's pretty solid setup. Um, I do have to say that it is closer to a 35 millimeter instead of being a 34. So trying to figure out how I wanted to stack everything, truck wise and whatnot, it was definitely here or there. If it was too narrow, in my opinion, I do like it being almost edge to edge. No, don't get me wrong, I'll be okay with a little bit of suck in, but this was definitely a change up on this. I had tried it with three different sets of trucks, a couple of different sets of wheels and stuff. Also, I might mention I don't like doing the razor gripping job. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I know some people hold true to it, but I think I'd rather just use my file. Giving this one a go here. I didn't wash this grip or anything like that beforehand. Now getting back to what I did, obviously I already listed off this set of hardware that is here. I also ended up trying it with I'm not BRTs, but blistered trucks, and I put a handful of different wheels on there. I did not like it with the blistered trucks. I think it was too low of a setup. So putting some wood risers on there definitely helped this board in specific. Now, what I have on here currently are some A-frame trucks from UAG. I have the Pyro translucent jelly bushings on there, and then I also have some Pyro safe border wheels on there. We will be doing a catch-up slash review on them later. I kind of want to pick up another set of wheels before I drop the review for them. Now, getting back onto the board, it is a very solid feeling board. It doesn't feel too light or too heavy, but on certain things, it definitely feels like it's a little bit more floaty. It doesn't feel like it's a super light board and you just can't control the pop or anything. But like, how do I place it? When you're doing regular kick flips, it feels just fine. But when you're doing switch nollies, it is definitely a little bit more of it's definitely a little bit more of a finger work job if you want to place it like that. I definitely feel like I need to excessively push my finger up as I'm trying to continue on the rotation. Now, heel flips on this fucker, doesn't matter which direction I'm sending them, regular or switch. I can't do nollie switch heel flips yet, but in that regards, bro, this thing's fucking locked in for heel flips for me. I almost have a harder time doing kick flips on it than I do heel flips. Obviously, this is all personal preference here, there, and whatnot. Um, but getting back over to the overall feeling, it's I don't I I know most people would refer to it as a dull feeling, but it's not. I want to say that the board's not overreactive. It's not underreactive because when you get your pops and whatnot, you're able to fully carry it. It doesn't feel awkward trying to go between transitions or anything like that. Because like I really like doing 180 feebles, and this board just carries on to it. Um, I did like his grip, but as we see here, my dumbass flipped it upside down, and I think I'm just now realizing that I fucked up in the video, or I would have realized it earlier in this recording. Um, as far as the imaging goes, you guys could see the denting and whatnot on that tail. USPS kind of got a hold of it, but as I mentioned in all of my other videos, If I do see something, I will mention it. So, yeah, USPS got a hold of it down here at the bottom, but I have plenty of micro bubbles, whether that is debris under here or not. Now, I will also add in that it is super fucking durable. I don't know if he's doing a heat transfer. I know he lacquers them, but I don't know if he's doing a heat transfer over this or if it's a paper graphic because it doesn't shred on the sides like your typical paper graphic would. Um, he had made this specifically for me. We're good. Continue on. I've recorded this video too many times. I'm not doing it again. So overall, it doesn't flake off like most of my other paper graphics do because they'll kind of do a lift and then a tear situation. But it's been able to deal with a fat amount of my abuse. Concrete, metal rails, whatever. The only spot I've had this for, I think I got this thing back in February or something like that. The only spot that's finally starting to wear through is just my main tail spot down here. There is the tiniest bit of wheel bite going on at all four corners, but it's very, very minimal. With once again, just attributing to how durable the graphic is. I think I would have to be like deliberately just sanding it down essentially instead of just actually writing it to get this to go away. Because I mean, like, I took this one to work plenty of times. Once again, being a welder, my environment's not nice. There's concrete, there's rusted, there's jagged metal. So I'll fuck it. I'll hit any of that I can if I think that it's reasonable. Um, I got the Excalibur graphic, obviously, as you see here. He will work with you on whichever graphic you want. I guess he also has this heat changing, I'm assuming it's heat changing, it's color changing top ply. I don't know if he meant to say that it would have been like a multi-dye situation when I was talking to him, but the board itself, I was actually kind of gratefully surprised on the neon or lime green up top. And something I'm going to try to start mentioning when I'm doing these review videos is whether or not I'm having an issue with mounting the trucks. And that wouldn't be, obviously, I'll mention if the countersinks are too shallow, in my opinion. But what I am actually saying is if the truck isn't mounting to the board, if there's a fat gap on either side, no gaps here. It is right in line where with the fulcrum ends, so you won't have any tapering off or any weird lifting when you're trying to apply the truck onto the board. Um, so here we got slick replacement screws, so that's why this one took a little bit longer. Overall, on board feel, I fucked with it. Being an Illinois native, I had to show another Illinois brand some love. They are based there in the Chicagoland area, technically Orland Park, but I mean it's close enough. It's still about almost a 3 hour drive from your boy. Um, Getting a little bit closer to wrapping up here, he does have another board shape in the works currently, but if you want to find like a solid alternative to, like, if you're just starting out to your Grom or something like this would be a fantastic change up. You can kind of see what I was talking about here. He sells them as 34s, but it's closer to a 35. You can see how much hang off there is there on the trucks. Another thing that you can take this as a positive or negative, I kind of like my bolt holes to be a little bit more free, like a little bit less drag. And I don't know if he needs to go up in a 0.01 diameter for the screw holes here, but I also was fighting the board a little bit, calling out the board itself. It's like I said, it's got that lime top ply, it's got a white natural, then it's got a darker wood natural bottom white, and then, well, I think it's a double bottom white, to be honest, or double natural ply, whatever you want to call it. I don't think that there's actually anything else that I need to say other than he'll work with you. Try to find you what you're after. It's a solid board. Sometimes he might be short or slow to get back to you in the Instagram DMs because I still don't believe that they have. I'm going to check right now as of August 2nd. Nameless board co on the IG. Okay, no, he does have a page and whatnot. There's a good grip of stuff. But to wrap this all up, I didn't hate the board. It was very solid. It just took me a minute to find out which trucks and wheels that I actually enjoyed riding on it with. I'm going to come back and bring me up to the main scene. So I appreciated trying the board. I always appreciate like trying new Illinois made boards from the local homies. We'll call it local, or where it's about a 3 hour drive from my ass around here. And if you guys are local to me, I'm in central Illinois, Peoria area. I am trying to get a group of boarders together. I got a handful of pieces that I have 3D printed, and I'm going to be trying to put together a small park. Now, I've gotten a couple of people. I've been in contact with one dude from Pontiac, Illinois, and that's about 50-minute drive from me. So if you guys want to try to set up a little event here, since I know it's no man's land around here, we just get at me on Instagram, get at me on TikTok, whatever. Um, the email is jkobquick@gmail.com. If you want to get at me through email, that's another way. But other than that, I appreciate everybody. Y'all be safe. Adios.